Hey all, let's talk about how to apply my products. Here I've got my paste wax that I just buffed this display bowl out, and you can see it's got a nice little shine. What I did when I rubbed on the wax, I used the littlest amount of possible as I rubbed onto the surface, and then I buffed it with a paper towel. That's going to be your best buffer because it's not going to leave a lot of surface tension, unlike a mechanical buffer, which will really shine things up, but it's very short-lived. Now this particular cutting board that I made, it's got a little indentation there that made for specific use. It needs to be coated with my butcher block oil, which is a high acid soybean dehydrated oil, non-allergenic, food safe. Basically I'm going to spread on the oil liberally here, coat the whole thing. You can see it's changed its color a bit. That gives it some chatoyancy, some depth. So I'll wipe off that whole surface, and I'll probably do this whole board inside and out. And then I'll let it sit. I'm going to wipe off any residual oil for sure. You don't want to let it sit and dry on the surface, otherwise it'll be a mess. So make sure all the oil comes off of it. This particular board here has already been coated with the butcher block oil, and I've let it sit for a couple days. Now I'm going to use the paste wax here to coat this, and this is basically, again, I'm going to use very little, as little as I can get, and then I'm going to buff it again with a paper towel, and that's going to give me a little bit of shine. Okay, now let's talk quickly about other products that similar to this. Since my paste wax is blended with carnauba, beeswax, and walnut oil, as compared to most paste waxes for this situation, they would have blended maybe those two waxes with mineral oil. The problem with that is mineral oils are evaporative oils, and you're not going to get the benefit that the walnut oil will give you in that wax, because the walnut oil is going to stay with the wood and keep that depth, whereas the mineral oil is going to evaporate, and then you're going to frequently apply that material again in the future. Now, an argument that could be said to not use the wax is this: if this is a working surface, which this one is going to be a working surface, waxes don't have a lot of durability. So if you don't want to use the wax, no big deal. But let's just say you're a craftsperson and you're making these for sale, or you're just the person that likes to have things look nice in the house. That's when the paste wax comes into use. Use that wax, buff it up a little bit, and then your customers see that gleam in the wood, and then they're a little bit more attracted to it. And that's kind of the way you got to think about it. So, and also, I didn't talk about the utility oil, but this is the high acid walnut oil. And again, it could be used for butcher blocks too, salad bowls, any wooden utensils that you have in the kitchen. Thanks for listening.